What up, everybody? Hope everybody out there is having a wonderful day. I am Joe. This is Lejjnd from the console. Today, we are going to be discussing the new game that just released yesterday, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And I have been waiting for this game for so long now, and oh my god, it is just wonderful. I mean, it is friggin' amazing. Graphics in it are pretty great. The dialogue and everything throughout the story so far is just, it's wonderful. The lore is great. It is so Star Wars, it's not even funny. I'm not going to go into too much detail about spoilers for the story and everything just yet. I will be doing walkthroughs and everything for this game here soon and describing a lot of the story as we go along through it. But today I'm just going to talk about a lot of the mechanics and my pretty much feelings on my first impressions of this game. So again, so far it's just phenomenal. A lot of the writing in it so far is great. The drama to it keeps you guessing, and it's real fun and emerging. Like, it sucks you in quite well. One great aspect I do like of the for the game is it really is not exactly like any other Star Wars game I've ever played or that's out there at all. It Some of the mechanics, running through and attacking and everything, yeah, it's hacking and slashing and stuff, but in comparison to like Star Wars: The Force Unleashed or something like that, it's not really all that similar. Really, it does have a lot of elements of Dark Souls in the fact that the way Respawn did this game and EA, which oversaw it, I believe they purchased Respawn, but Respawn, oh my god, they did such an amazing job with this. So really, the way the combat works is it is hacking and slashing, but it is, like I was saying, it is much more like a Dark Souls feel to it. So when you attack and you fight opponents, it's really encouraging throughout the game to lock onto the creatures. But the biggest element with the thing is, while you're locked on, is trying to do parry attacks. So a creature will come and attack you, and blocking just at the right moment will parry and stun them. Might take a couple times doing that to stun a stronger creature, but then it gives you a real easy attack opportunity and everything, allowing you to do heavy damage. And another aspect to it, and that includes with like blaster fire and everything. So when enemies are shooting at you with blasters and the blaster bolts are coming at you, you parry and it'll attack, like shoot the blaster bolt directly back at the enemy, damaging them or killing them possibly. But if you just hold block, it just allows you to reflect the bolts in any direction, pretty much preventing damage. Now, as you block, you have kind of like a stamina bar for that. Once it depletes, then you no longer can block, and you got to wait for it to recharge, and you're open to take damage. And as I said, like doing this, parrying their attack right at the moment they strike you allows you to do heavy damage, much more so than just outright attacking them. Now, within this, you have different force powers that you begin to earn, but starting, you have something called Force Slow, allowing you to slow an enemy down, able to dodge them easier and damage them quicker before they're able to strike at you. But then you gain Force Push, which against certain enemies allows you to stagger them immediately. And we'll get into more stuff like that when we go through actual walkthroughs and what specific enemies this is about. But anyway, so you take a lot of damage quickly in this game, and you go down very quick. So it is really, you have to learn how to operate your block and your parry quite well, quite early on. So it's a bit of a challenging game, but it is fun, man. It keeps you wanting more to keep going. Um, And yeah, so your force powers and everything, as I said, throughout the game, you begin to earn more and you can actually make them stronger as well as your other stats as you go through and you defeat enemies or you find hidden items or complete, parts of the story. You gain more experience, allowing you to earn skill points, which you then can boost up, your saber combat, your defenses, your health, your force use, how much force power you have, boost up the strength of your force powers and things of that nature. And a lot of your force powers are used in many of the puzzles. And so there's different puzzles that start throughout the game. And the way it works so far, anyway, is on the planets and everything you visit, you have certain obstacles you can go through, certain different ways you can navigate the maps and everything. But a lot of times they require specific force powers or specific physical abilities that you learn throughout the game as well, such as like wall running, jumping further distances, things like that. Swinging from vine to vine or rope to rope, then into wall runs, and like it's really intense. And some of it is a bit challenging, but it again just fun is all hell. Um, and so yeah, with a lot of the puzzles, some of them can be, you have to think a little bit to them, but they're not so far anyway. They're not too daunting to complete. If you sit there and you take a moment to try to figure them out, they're manageable. It's not super hard to figure it out, but it can be aggravating but fun at the same time. Like it really is. Oh, it's just phenomenal, guys. But yeah, so a lot of the enemies are different. You have some of these big brutal ones that, obviously, as I was talking about, like with the force powers and the different ways to navigate the map. You know what? I did kind of jump over some of that. So the way it seems like you're going to have to go through some of the game is you're going to have to go through areas, complete it, beat the levels, go to other maps and other planets and gain more knowledge of the force and powers and abilities and skills, and then come back to discover more, which it really is fun. And the way the story is going so far, it's you've got to pay a lot of attention to it, and the cinematics are wonderful and emotional and dramatic, and they suck you in quite well. And like by far, it is really, I think, the best Star Wars game I've ever played in my life, and I'm just enjoying it so much. I highly, highly recommend this game, guys. Like, oh, it is amazing. I can't state it enough. I'm just so pleased with the way the story is running, the way the dialogue is working. So much lore as far as canon goes now. You're learning a lot more in this game about, because this game, from what I, at least my understanding, it is part of Disney's actual canon. So the way they're building their lore and everything, it's really amazing. And the time period it takes place in, just learning some of the stuff about that is really fun too. It's, as a massive, as big of a Star Wars fan as I am, it is really, it's just, it's amazing. It is, it's helping out with some of, my problems, and I'm sure many people's problems with, little gripes and everything here with Disney's like version of canon, instead of sticking with like the EU and going down Legends and stuff, which it seems like they are pulling things from there. But, if you, like me, grew up reading the books and the comics and just immersed in all the Star Wars extended universe, like some of it, you get a little heartbroken at the fact that you lose some of that. But yeah, anyway, one other thing I want to talk about that kind of reflects a Dark Souls attitude. So if you've ever played the game Dark Souls, you rest at, or if you haven't, you rest at campfires, which allow you to heal, gain your life back, all that kind of stuff. but it also resets your enemies, and that's how you save your games as well. And it seemed like in this game, it is pretty much the same thing. You find little meditation areas, and you're able to boost up your stats, your skills, everything, and as well as it saves your game, and you're able to manually reset the enemies, effectively giving your stim packs back so you can heal yourself, healing your giving you back all your health, and giving you back your force power use. Um, and with that being said, the other aspect that I almost forgot about being like Dark Souls is that when you die, you actually lose all your current experience towards your progression for your next skill point. And the only way to get it back is find the enemy that killed you and attack them, and you'll reclaim it. And otherwise, and it happens as well if you aren't killed by an enemy. Let's say you keep falling off a building or something, then you don't go back to a meditation point. So that last area you fell off or killed yourself in some way, there'll be like a little beam sitting right there, and you have to go interact with it, so that way you can get all your stuff back. But uh, I don't want to get into too much story here, so we're gonna go ahead and bring this video to an end. I will be back probably Wednesday with an update on more about this game, and maybe get into some of the story and some of the walkthrough. Until then, just so you guys know, later today I will probably be dropping a video of a spoiler breakdown of episode 1 of The Mandalorian, and Wednesday we will get to episode 2, and more than likely next Saturday we will get to episode 3 after episode 3 drops next Friday. My buddy Lindsay will be joining me for that video. He and I are doing, he's part of the Lejjnd Unlimited group as well, and so he will be in that video with me going through it. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a like. It helped me out a great deal. If you guys are enjoying any of our content, please subscribe. Tap that notification bell. That way you can stay up to date with everything from Lejjnd from the console. And check us out on Facebook at Facebook.com/Lejjnd Unlimited. There you can find schedules for when we'll be on Twitch, and groups about discussions for D&D, video games, and other topics. Anyway, drop me a comment if you guys, let me know how you guys feel about this game if you're playing it. If not, if you guys want to check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/HoboDM666, I will be playing and streaming a lot of this game over and over probably. So check it out. Anyway, you guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Take care, and I shall see you guys later.